Our next guest just came back to Windsor earlier this year with her two children and husband after spending most of her life in New York. She grew up here. 41-year-old Jenny Santos is an artist. Most recently, she got into making ceramics and won an award at one of Canada's largest contemporary outdoor and online art fairs in Toronto. And she joins us in her studio, and she's brought a couple of pieces of art with us. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
So I want you first to explain to listeners what we're looking at. There's two pieces of art here on the desk.
Okay, yes. So the one in the middle, you're looking at a vessel that's inspired by a honeycomb. So a lot of my work is inspired by growth processes in nature. And the second piece is another vessel, which is inspired by fungi and mushrooms kind of emerging out of the vessel.
Yeah. So we will dive more into this because they're beautiful, by the way. What brought your family back to Windsor from New York?
Oh, well, I went there to study. I did my master's in fine arts, and I met my husband and had my first child there. And, it was a really amazing time. But I was kind of working 9 to 5, and it was great. I was working in art administration, but the pandemic kind of hit, and it kind of made me realize, oh, this desire to turn back to my roots, which is visual arts, and rediscovering clay, which I discovered a long time, and kind of coming back to that. And we decided it was such a crazy time that we wanted kind of part of a lot of people who wanted to have a new start, and I thought going back to Canada was part of it, and I have family here still. So yeah, I felt like it was time to maybe get back to my roots to making things again.
Yeah, it's so strange how the pandemic really pared things down for us. But I think part of that may also have been we were just talking while that song was playing. We both have two children, the same ages.
Yes.
Did you find becoming a mother sort of made you reevaluate some of this as well?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Like having two kids and, definitely wanting to be an example of someone who's like pursuing something that they love and that, going for it. I think a lot of reflection was there, that wanting to show that if there's something you're, interested in, to pursue that interest and see how far you can take it.
I'm also wondering how you maintain ceramics in your house with a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Yes.
Are they locked up?
Well, actually, my studio is in the basement. So my son so far has been very respectful. Sometimes he'll sit at the top of the stairs and just kind of peek in and ask what I'm doing. But once in a while, he'll ask to venture down. And but yes, it's he's tiny now, so things are usually higher up.
Those shelves just keep
Yes,
getting higher and
within-
higher.
Yes,
I totally
exactly.
understand that. And does he get involved at all? Are you teaching him any of your artistic talents?
Oh, yes. We definitely have some clay jam sessions. So I always have so much clay. So, I'll give him a ball of clay, and I've been teaching him some pinch pot and different hand building techniques. So it's really fun being able to share that with him.
Yeah. How old were you when you first started?
Oh, I feel like just as to my earliest memories, I remember just like painting and drawing, just that always being part of my life. And then yeah, I did go to OCAD eventually to study art. So I think it's just something that's been part of my everyday, and just always thinking and being curious about making things.
What is it about ceramics that you enjoy more than other fine arts?
Right. Yeah. I had gone through many different materials like wood and metal, but I kept on coming back to clay. And what really draws me to it is the very transformative nature of the material, that it has this memory that, and your hands are your tools. So I love that. All you really need is like your hands, maybe some water, and you can just start sculpting and making texture and curves. And I think it's really great because it's a great way to work intuitively, because it's very immediate, and that's what I love most about it.
Yeah, and it's all white.
Right.
Yeah. What's behind that?
Yeah, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you didn't do a lot of color." I think for me, what I like about clay is the variety. There's black clay and brown clay, and I love highlighting the clay that it came from the ground and showcasing those qualities. But I think with my work, I also love showing texture and playing with light and shadow.
Okay. Tell us about the Toronto Outdoor Art Fair this past weekend. What was it like to be a part of that?
Oh, it was an amazing experience. It's my third year participating in the show, and I just love being part of it because it's in a public square and just thousands of people are coming through. And I was thinking about how I had so many great conversation. Like there's just this curious energy about questions and wanting to learn more about work and each other. So I thought it's such a great opportunity for artists to connect with visitors and with fellow artists to find their community with one another.
And what's next for you?
Well, aside from, my 2 kids and
Right?
making
You're like,
sure.
I only know what I'm doing in the next hour. I get that.
Yes.
I'm there with you.
Well, I think I'm just really excited to get back in the studio. I have new ideas that I wanna explore and also just moving, back to Windsor, just getting reacquainted again, and it's really, I'm really happy to be back.
Yeah, I can't wait to see your art when your kids are a bit older and you're making something together. I think that creation would be really powerful.
Yeah, I'm very interested too.
I know. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. We will make sure we take photos of these. They'll be put on our website, this video. So we also have it going on YouTube so people can see your art and see you on our CBC Windsor YouTube page as well.